Welcome to my review of the new Willy Wonka movie. Step right in, let's begin in a moment. Timothée Chalamet stars as quirky, whimsy Willy Wonka with a score we adore, full of pure nostalgia. You may be thinking, will he be singing through his entire film review? And I assure you, that is something I would never put you through. Welcome to the Movie Minute. Hello, everybody. I'm Michael Allen, and this is the Movie Minute. As you can tell, we are talking about the new Willy Wonka film, Wonka, starring Timothée Chalamet. It is a prequel, and as you can see, I'm a big musical fan. I grew up on the stage. I loved doing musicals growing up, and I miss it. And so I'm always keen to see a musical on film. Now, I will say, I didn't know this was a musical probably until about 5 days ago when a friend of mine messaged me and he was like, hey, I saw a pre-screening. Did you know it's a full-blown musical? And I was pretty caught off guard because the trailers didn't show any of that. And so I kind of found myself hesitantly excited. I love the original Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. I did not love Charlie and the Chocolate Factory with Johnny Depp. I thought Johnny Depp just made it way too weird. He was so weird. Gene Wilder was weird, but he had heart and he had this. There was something special about Gene Wilder, about his performance that really captured you. I was very intrigued by this because Timothée Chalamet is a great actor. He's bringing us a lot of amazing performances this past year. And so I went into this fairly with middle to high expectations. So let that kind of sit as I'm speaking about the film. Wonka is about the origin story of Willy Wonka and how he came to be the inventor, chocolatier that he is, and kind of the king of dreamers, right? That's what was amazing about the first film, is this idea of dreaming this big dream, and candy and chocolate and whimsy and magic, all of that coming into play. And so they bring a lot of that into this movie, and it is a lot of fun. We follow him as he kind of meets all these interesting characters in this new town, and there's familiar characters from the past like Slugworth and these other chocolate companies who are competing against him and are kind of trying to make life difficult for him on this new venture. And it is quite fun. It's very, very fun. And so let's jump in and talk about what I liked about the film. First and foremost, this movie is nostalgic. It truly is. If you grew up with the original Willy Wonka like I did, they pull in so many nods, and even really in the score. That's the standout for me, is the score. Now, not necessarily the songs, and we'll talk about that in a second, but the actual music is very good. It's very derivative of the original, and they really tap into that nostalgia in this film, and I very much enjoyed that. Timothée Chalamet's performance is also very good. Now, I will say, you have to remember going into this movie is a movie for children. I was telling a friend, so it's really kind of funny. There is a word that comes up in this film, and the word is fart. And now, however many of you laughed when I said that, whenever that word is in a movie, I immediately know that the audience for this film are 7 and 8-year-olds. Like, that is who this movie is for. And that is so true of this film. And as soon as I heard that and I understood, oh, this is not a kids movie for adults. This is a movie for kids. This is a musical for kids. As soon as I understood that, I enjoyed the film quite a bit more than I thought I would. And so it really is about taking you into that wonder space, right? Movies are about wonder and enjoying that kind of dreamer, fantastical fantasy. And this movie does that on a lot of levels. I will also say that the actual like cinematography of this film and the way it's shot and the colors and the production design are all top notch. They really are very, very vibrant and beautiful, and it's just a really pretty film to watch on screen. So there were some things that I didn't like about the film that kind of were bothering me, and really the biggest one was the writing. The dialogue was interesting. It was fairly clunky at times, like, and I get they're writing for kids, but it just didn't really come across well. And that happens a lot in musicals. Like the musical genre sometimes doesn't necessarily translate well to the screen, like the silliness of it all. And there was definitely some moments here of the silliness not landing, and that came through in the dialogue. And then I will also say, pretty equal with something that I didn't love is they wrote several original songs for this movie, and the words, the lyrics just didn't work well. I mean, they should have brought in Lin-Manuel, right? I mean, maybe I'm just accustomed to his greatness of all the things that he's done, because just the lyrics themselves were not great. Like the original songs fell a little flat for me. And I will say as well, at the middle of the film was a bit bloated. It's a long film. I mean, it's a solid 2-hour film. And I think when you're making a movie for kids, you gotta stick towards that 90-minute range. So let's talk about ratings. I mean, from an entertainment standpoint, this was very, very entertaining for me. I would give it a solid 8 of entertainment. I enjoyed it. I was engaged. Although I was a little, like I said, I was a little bored in the middle. But overall, it was very entertaining. Timothée Chalamet made me laugh a lot. The supporting cast made me laugh a lot. And so it was entertaining. And I mean, it's a good film, and it ends well. That's a thing right now. I won't spoil it for you, but this movie ends really strong, and that helped the entertainment score for me. Like at the end, you just leave the theater feeling great, and that's always good when you are leaving a movie that you feel so encouraged and uplifted by the story, and this movie does that. From a critic standpoint, I mean, I'd probably give it a 7 out of 10 because the writing did kind of lack quite a bit. Let's talk about Badge. This is definitely a popcorn bucket. I mean, especially for families. This is a great family movie. It's silly, it's fun, it's very child appropriate. I mean, it just hit all the right notes as a fun family experience in the theater. And so I would highly encourage families to go see this film. It's worth the cost. It's fun. Your kids are going to love the sing-songy things and all of that stuff. They're going to enjoy this film. At the end of the day, Wonka is so fun and it's nostalgic, and the music hits really well, and it just transports you to another world. It has that whimsy. It has that magic that's just so fun, and it doesn't always have to make sense. It just is what it is, and it's fun to enjoy those magical moments. If you like this video, hit that like button, subscribe. Would love to have you on this journey with me. And until next time, peace out, everybody.